Every guy experiences this confusion, but very few will ever talk about it. You give it your all. You're thoughtful, you're reliable, you're genuinely caring. You put in the work to build a real connection, believing you're on the right path. Then, without any warning, everything changes. Her text gets shorter. The vibe feels cold. The excitement that was once there just evaporates. You didn't have a fight. You didn't cross a line. You can't point to a single error. Yet, you're met with total quiet. Most men believe they messed up and killed the attraction. That's almost never the case. Attraction doesn't die from minor errors. It dissolves when you break unseen, primal codes that guide desire, and you break them without even knowing. These laws existed centuries before dating apps. They function below conscious thought, beneath language and good intentions. A woman's attraction responds to steadiness, self-assurance, inner strength, and resilience, not a flattery, labor, or your level of interest. Today, men are taught that being nice, attentive, or open will spark her desire. But real desire operates on a much deeper frequency. Women feel an instinctive pull toward men who stay solid, centered, and unshaken by doubt or space. Most men fail because they attempt to logic their way into being wanted. They overcommunicate, they strive to dazzle, or they dissect every move. Every ounce of that nervous energy is transmitted instantly, even if she can't articulate it. Here's the reality. Attraction isn't about your actions. It's about your projection. Your emotional core broadcasts signals that overpower anything you say or do. The common trap is seeking validation, hoping to be selected, wanting to be seen. This leads to predictability, anxiety, and emotional vulnerability. But a handful of men discovered a different path. They quit chasing. They stopped performing. They ended the plea for attention. They learned the true mechanics of female psychology. They realized attraction is governed by a hidden emotional structure that determines who is desired, respected, or overlooked. These men don't pursue. They don't negotiate. They don't seek endorsement. They become impossible to ignore. What you'll learn next isn't a bag of manipulative tricks or rehearsed lines. It's about seeing the concealed rules of female desire, the psychological realities that truly steer attraction. You will uncover 3 essential truths that can transform how women perceive you, how you communicate, how you move through the world, how you manage quiet, space, or subtle challenges. Instead of responding to her behavior, you learn to command your own space. Instead of chasing, you naturally become a man she sees, values, and wants. Once this clicks, the entire game changes. You stop fighting for a spotlight. You stop worrying about being appreciated. You become unavoidable. Calmness isn't a tactic. It's a signal. How women check for stability without your awareness. Every woman, consciously or not, is always watching and assessing the men around her. She notices more than the grand gestures. She catches the tiny, almost invisible reactions. Your response to a jest, a slow answer, or a playful push. Beneath laughter, humor, and casual remarks often lies an instinctual probe. Will he hold his frame, or will he tip over? Fundamentally, women are built to find steadiness in a partner. They are searching for someone who can navigate life's turbulence without crumbling. A man who stays rooted and firm regardless of circumstance. These checks almost never occur during major crises. They appear in daily, seemingly insignificant moments. A late text response, a joking comment, a slight prod meant to stir a reaction. Though minor, these instances expose the true nature of your emotional durability. They are not malicious traps or games. They are instinctive methods women use to gauge reliability and fortitude. When a man stumbles during these slight pressures, it suggests he might not weather life's greater storms. In contrast, a man who remains calm and collected shows safety, trustworthiness, and inner power. All traits women are instinctively pulled toward. The reason most men fail these checks is straightforward. They over-explain. When gently tested, many men feel compelled to justify, defend, or clarify their position. They attempt to explain a late message, a particular action, or a possible misunderstanding. This is an error. Every justification signals emotional neediness. It shows her judgment controls your feelings, which broadcast fragility. Emotional neediness is unattractive because it means your inner peace is ruled from the outside. To pass these checks, you must first identify them. When you feel that it should defend yourself, stop. Remind yourself that her perspective does not define your worth, value, or emotional center. Emotional independence is magnetic because it communicates self-security. A man who stays composed under small stresses demonstrates strength silently. He emits calm authority, dependability, and confidence. The strongest way to handle these checks is through brevity, poise, and control. Powerful replies are short, considered, and unbothered. Sometimes, light humor can soften a subtle test without revealing doubt. Other times, saying nothing conveys more than any speech. Both approaches send the same potent message. I am steady. Your words or actions do not move me. This is emotional authority in practice, a rare, deeply appealing, and instinctively calming trait for a woman. Your stillness speaks louder than your words. Women conduct these stability checks because unpredictability and emotional instability are risks in a partner. Life is uncertain, and relationships demand someone who can keep their poise when small issues surface. What seems like a trivial thing to a man, a joke, a pause, a teasing word, is highly informative to a woman's subconscious. These minor exchanges act as previews for how a man will respond to serious stress. If he loses his cool under light pressure, her instinct reads it as a red flag. He may not stay anchored when real difficulty arrives. Conversely, a man who stays calm, centered, and emotionally balanced communicates reliability, strength, and leadership capacity. Mastering this isn't about being distant or emotionally frozen. Emotional authority isn't a lack of feeling. It's command over your expression. A stable man doesn't react on impulse or let minor provocations steer his state. Instead, he responds with intention, choosing when and how to share his feelings. This difference is critical. It separates men who are easily influenced from those who keep their inner strength and autonomy. Key methods for handling these checks are simple, yet demand practice. Keep a neutral, assured attitude even when your mind is working through a subtle test. Speak slowly and with purpose, picking your words wisely. Let silence be your ally. Often, how you manage a small provocation, or the conscious decision not to reply right away, holds more power than any verbal reason. Calmness alone diffuses tension, asserts leadership, and shows mastery over your emotional world. Every small test a woman offers is a chance, not an attack. Passing these checks proves to her subconscious that you are reliable, emotionally grown, and able to handle life's surprises with grace. These moments turn everyday conversations into displays of your inner fortitude. Men who remain calm, unshaken, and quietly self-assured often find women drawn to them instinctively. Their stability projects outward, creating attraction without strain or performance. This truth is rooted in biology and psychology. Humans are wired to seek reliable partners because stability means survival. Women, especially, are tuned into subtle emotional cues. They don't require big shows of toughness. They need quiet, repeated evidence that a man can remain firm in normal scenarios. By passing these seemingly small checks, a man signals he can also manage major trials, offering a feeling of security and trust. In practice, building this stability means developing patience, self-control, and awareness of your own emotional condition. It means seeing your triggers without letting them command you. It means replying with calm decision instead of hasty reactions. Every measured response, every second of composure shows self-mastery. This mastery earns respect, deepens attraction, and builds a magnetic aura. Every stability check is a reflection of your inner power. Your reaction communicates far more than any statement ever could. Will you slip into the pattern of defending yourself and displaying neediness? Or will you stand firm, showing calm command, subtle wit, or purposeful quiet? Success lies in your ability to stay composed, untouched by minor tests, and confident in your own emotional solidity. Ultimately, women test for stability not as a manipulative game, but as a natural gauge of attractiveness and trust. They instinctively evaluate if a man can offer emotional safety and remain grounded under pressure. Passing these tests needs awareness, restraint, and steady composure. Those who master the subtle dynamic change ordinary interactions into powerful demonstrations of value, becoming incredibly magnetic trustworthy, and deeply attractive. Quiet humor, poise, and thoughtful replies are the tools of mastery. Each minor challenge becomes an opportunity to strengthen attraction, showcase emotional resilience, and signal inner command. The more composed you stay, the more your presence radiates stability and confidence. Emotional authority, once built, reinforces itself. Calmness leads to attraction. Attraction leads to influence. And influence further solidifies your presence as a grounded, immovable force in her life. The unseen strength of your presence. There is a moment so faint most men miss it completely. Yet, it determines the entire direction of attraction. It's the instant a woman feels you. Before you talk, before you show interest, before you reveal your character, her instincts are already engaged. The moment you enter her sphere, an automatic process starts. She doesn't consciously ponder, study, or decide. Her system reads you like a scanner, detecting your energy, emotions, and state of being. It is quick, silent, and subconscious. Just as the body reacts to a threat, she senses whether you are calm or anxious, stable or uneasy, rooted or hungry for her validation. Most men think attraction is constructed through gradual effort, but the truth is more direct. By the time many men begin trying, her assessment is already complete. This is why countless men feel bewildered when attraction seems to vanish suddenly. In truth, it never began. That first unconscious reading, an internal sorting, decides it all. After that, all your words, deeds, and explanations are seen through that lens. Talking more, trying harder, or showing greater interest does not create attraction. It often just confirms her first impression. When men sense a gap, they respond by pushing more intensely. They talk more, explain more, and attempt to awe, but this striving signals desperation. A woman may not name it, but she feels it. Urgency, too much talking, and nervous justifications all communicate one thing. I require something from you. And neediness, however polite, diminishes attraction. Attraction isn't about exertion. It's about emotional resonance. Two men can utter the identical sentence. One feels strong, the other weak. The difference isn't the vocabulary, but the energy underpinning it. Calmness pulls people in. Nervousness pushes them away. Trying to prove your worth signals doubt. Ease within your own being creates magnetism. Silence holds power, but not as a scheme. Real silence stems from self-confidence, not calculation. When you speak less because you are comfortable, your presence gains weight. Pausing before you answer demonstrates control and patience. Stillness signals assurance. A calm body communicates more than any clever phrase ever could. Women observe the minutest details. Your breathing rate, the tightness in your neck, the strain in your expression, the speed of your gestures. Quick, abrupt motion suggests internal disorder. Slow, deliberate movements signal internal order. The man who doesn't strive to be chosen alters the emotional environment around him. He isn't intriguing because he conceals or dazzles. He is intriguing because he is consistent, self-sufficient, and emotionally autonomous. Curiosity emerges when effort vanishes. When you quit chasing approval, you become easier to sense. Don't aim to be liked or to accommodate. Aim to be rooted. A man secure in himself doesn't twist his views to suit the setting. Flexibility is okay, but constant adaptation feels empty. Calmness creates safety. Safety doesn't imply softness. It means predictability and self-command. The opening moments are critical. The first half-minute establishes a frame that's difficult to alter later. Your posture speaks first. Your gaze speaks second. Your stillness speaks the loudest. Before any words land, your presence has already declared something. Words can only support that declaration. They cannot replace it. This is the unseen strength of presence. It isn't fair. It isn't rational. But it's real. Once you comprehend it, you cease trying to earn attention and start carrying substance naturally. Your calm energy, your grounded state, and your quiet confidence become magnetic. Presence is invisible but unquestionable. It determines attraction before anything else can. And mastering it offers you an edge few men ever recognize. The force of direction and momentum. In the realm of attraction, nothing is as potent or as quietly damaging as stagnation. Waiting, pausing, and constantly looking for approval drains her power and repels attraction. Waiting for her text, her okay, or her choice sends a subtle signal. Your life centers on her. Even unintentionally, this broadcasts dependency, insecurity, and an absence of autonomy. And in human attraction, dependence rarely sparks interest. It extinguishes it. Women are naturally attracted to men who are advancing, evolving, and building. This has zero to do with control, dominance, or trying to impress. It's about having aim, trajectory, and a vision. Authentic leadership, the type that makes a man magnetic, is quiet, confident, and evident in his actions. It's shown in where he goes, the choices he makes without delay, the plans he follows, and the beliefs he holds without apology. If you surrender all direction to others, especially to her, you surrender your power and lose the magnetic force that makes you appealing. Attraction is tightly linked to forward motion. Women are drawn to men who are actively creating something, be it a profession, a personal talent, or a significant pursuit. It isn't perfection that excites them. It's purpose. Outward success may fade, but purpose, the constant drive to build, evolve, and expand, emits a profound, compelling energy. A man with purpose radiates strength and stability without uttering a syllable. This energy shows in his stance, in his voice's tone, in the assured way he makes decisions, and in his focus on goals beyond immediate gratification. Purpose impacts everything. It alters your body language, grants your voice authority, and shapes your choices. A man with direction doesn't wait for permission or validation. His actions, big and small, both communicate certainty, confidence, and self-ownership. Direction is clarity. It's knowing your destination and progressing toward it. Growth is expansion. It's continually improving, constructing, and moving ahead. Together, direction and growth generate a magnetic pull that women instinctively detect. It's not about huge displays or boasting. It's about consistent, meaningful progress. You don't need a flawless life to be attractive. What counts is motion, the visible chase of a life with meaning. A man who is actively building and creating carries an energy that's noticeable. An energy that communicates capability, confidence, and self-sufficiency. Women are attracted not merely to wealth, position, or charisma, but to the sense that a man's life is filled with purpose and direction. The way he navigates the world suggests his energy is focused and his vision is steadily advancing. The real key is living your purpose, not announcing it. A man who is growing and expanding doesn't need to declare it. He demonstrates it through action. The effort he invests in building, the momentum he creates, and the confident choices he makes without seeking permission to display authority wordlessly. His life moves forward because he is dedicated to it, not because he wants applause or notice. Even small decisions matter. Where you go, how you use your time, and how you invest your effort all send messages about your trajectory and leadership. Repeated over days, these choices build an invisible frequency of attraction that women naturally tune into. Growth and expansion are magnetic because they signal life vitality and constant advancement. They show you are alive, in motion, and building something that counts. To build this magnetic energy, concentrate on 3 vital steps. Define your path. Move forward steadily. Create something meaningful. Direction without action is just a blueprint. Action without purpose is wandering. Purpose without growth is stagnant. But when all 3 merge, they form a magnetic force that's impossible to overlook. Women sense it before they comprehend it. They are pulled towards certainty, vitality, and consistent forward movement. Direction and growth aren't just about attraction. They are life principles. A man who embraces them becomes magnetic because he aligns with natural laws of progress and evolution. His life, always moving forward, sends signals of strength, confidence, and self-possession. Hesitation, passivity, and waiting, in contrast, communicate weakness, dependency, and doubt, which repel rather than attract. Attraction isn't about charm or convincing. It's about energy, purpose, and unceasing forward momentum. By living a life of momentum, by crafting your vision instead of discussing it, and by building something meaningful, you generate a natural magnetism. Women are drawn not to dominance, control, or surface-level perfection, but to energy, purpose, and a feeling that a man is going somewhere meaningful. Define your direction. Take action. Build something meaningful. Keep advancing. Momentum is more compelling than flawlessness. Purpose outweighs temporary victory. The future matters more than the immediate present. A man who is actively constructing carries an energy that cannot be faked, borrowed, or dismissed. Direction and growth are essential. They are forces that shape attraction, command respect, and forge an irresistible presence. Live your purpose. Expand your life. Move forward. Energy, growth, and motion are magnetic. True influence isn't built by pressing harder. It arises from perceiving what most people miss. Many men trip because they chase what's visible, while real attraction is decided underneath the surface. Quiet assessment, emotional undercurrents, purposeful motion. When you grasp these subtle forces, you stop seeking approval and start guiding how others experience you. The shift is immediate. Awareness opens the door, but living it creates the outcome. Countless men collect knowledge. Only a few allow it to transform their way of being. Real growth begins when actions mirror understanding, when patience replaces rush, when momentum replaces hesitation. This is the moment the invisible man disappears and a calm, grounded presence takes form. Nothing needs to be forced. Once you see the hidden patterns, your energy communicates before you even speak. If this connected with you, please like the video. It truly helps the channel winds of thought reach more people who need to hear this.